Hi guys, so it is me, Books by Sydney, and I am here with my editor, hey Felicia, and we are doing the writer's tag. I saw this on YouTube. I believe it was made popular by Bookish Pen Babe or somebody. I think that's what it was. But I just thought it would be pretty cool to do it. So she's gonna ask me a few of the questions on the writer's tag. I'm gonna answer them, and you guys get to know a little bit more about me. Some of these questions were asked in my when I posted who has questions for me thing. So hopefully, I don't know, I'll give you some answers. Anyways, Felicia, you can start asking and I'll answer, and we'll do it that way.
Alrighty, so the first question is, what genres do you write, and what setting gets you most productive?
So I like to think that I write romantic fiction, and I like to think that I kind of dabble in chick lit a little bit. But I am really excited because I have some ideas to start writing young adult fiction as well. So that's the genre I write in, and I'm more just of a morning writer. I write better sitting at the table like a grown up, but I like to sit curled up on the couch. So yeah.
Okay, that answers it. Well, the next question, I'm kind of curious about myself. So it says, if you have multiple story ideas, which I know that you do, I know that's a fact, how do you go about picking which one to start, and essentially which one to finish and make a book first?
So basically, my beta readers and my editor, are very important in that process, because what I tend to do is I just kind of start writing my ideas out. I write them on notebook paper, receipt paper, whatever kind of paper I find. Then I'll go and start typing, and whichever story I kind of get a good flow out of, I get to about 5,000 words out of, then I'll send it to you guys, have you guys read it over, and if y'all are like, yeah, that's a good story, I'll keep pushing with those people. And if y'all are like, no, then it's no, or I'll go back and I'll rework it sometimes. Like now, if I'm trying to have certain books come out at a certain pace and certain time, then I'll just, if y'all aren't feeling the people, then I'll just start back reading. And because my beta readers and you are all different types of readers. They're avid, some are avid readers, some are not so much avid readers. You are more of an article blog reader. Then I have a reader who, she's more of a science fiction reader. I have a reader who is more of a traditional romance reader, and I have a reader who's more of a suspense romance reader. So I have people who read on all different levels. I even have people who are moms who beta read for me to kind of tell me yeah, girl, I was able to feed my kids and read this book at the same time, or no, it took too much of my attention, or whatever. So it gives me a good pace to see oh, this is a good story, or no, it's not, because y'all will tell me if y'all don't rock with somebody.
Okay, yeah, that's accurate information. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out which one I want to ask first. So I'll ask this. So do you start your first draft with a pen and paper, a typewriter, or a computer? And I only ask this because you get on me so much about needing to come over to the digital side and kind of break away from pen and paper when it comes to editing. So when you write, are you writing on paper or are you typing?
So I carry a notebook everywhere I go. But also we recently switched over to Google Chrome. I mean Google Drive,
Google Docs,
whatever. Moral of the story, we switched over to doing it digitally, and I think with Roger second, and I think it worked outstandingly.
Okay.
I think that was the easiest, smoothest editing process we've ever had.
Yeah.
And you've worked with me about 3 books in, right?
Yeah, and it's always
it's very
set of papers and
stressful. Yeah, and I think this is the first time it wasn't stressful for me, you, or any of my editors or readers. So I tend to fluctuate. If I get kind of stuck, I'll go back to pen and paper. Or if I want to kind of get a quick conversation, I'll go back to pen and paper. Because sometimes what I'll do is I'll write a conversation out and it'll just be like different lines of people saying stuff, but it won't have like any kind of description, any kind of scene built around it. I'll just build a conversation and then I'll go back, and when I type it in the computer, I'll build a scene around the conversation.
Okay.
I think that answered the question. I'm sure I probably might have answered some more questions that's up there in that sentence.
I mean, essentially, you answered the question just saying, like, we typing around here for the most part.
We do type in the computer a lot now.
Yeah.
It's streamlining it because I'm trying to think of writing as a business now. Not just a passion project.
Or
partially because, as a hobby. I'm trying to think of it as a business. I want to kind of become more of a serious writer.
Okay. So. Well, we here for it. Okay, so what do you do about writer's block?
Pen and paper.
You kind of touched on that.
Before we weren't allowed to be in rooms with people, I would go to concerts. Y'all who follow me on Instagram see that I go to a lot. I went to like 6 concerts last year. I go to concerts. I travel. I was going to start traveling more, but traveling became illegal. But like for instance, I went to Atlanta, and out of me going to Atlanta, Raja was born essentially. So I travel. I went to Memphis last year, but it didn't leave a lot to be desired. It wasn't a lot of inspiration in Memphis.
I ain't gonna shade them, but it's not that inspiring.
But it's still, I went to the beach though, and the beach was a good place to kind of get my juices flowing. It fingered my juices.
Okay. We'll move on from that. We won't stay there. But so, is there something that you prefer to do when you get through your writing? So I know sometimes you say like you put on a certain type of music to get your creative juices flowing, or a particular show that you might want to watch to help,
I like to watch movies. Like my favorite writing time is like Sunday nights, like late into the morning almost. And I got my Netflix going, or I'm on my Fire Stick, and I'm watching movies or binge watching a show or something like that. Like Scorpion. It's this show called Scorpion. That's like one of my favorite shows to write to. It has nothing to do with the type of writing I do, but I like to watch that. Back in the day, I used to watch In the Heat of the Night when I would write after church, because I don't know, something about Sunday. I write a lot on Sunday. I used to like, that was back when I was in college though. I would watch In the Heat of the Night, and then sometimes I have stuff I'm binge watching, like The Bold Type is something I like to watch that's inspiring.
That's a really good one.
Younger, it's this show called Younger. That's a good show I like to watch and write. It's very inspiring as well. Any like 90s like movie, like women's, like Clueless or something like that, like Love Jones and stuff like that, those things are good for me to write too as well.
Okay. Well, this is the juicy one. Like, I've been ready for you to get like to end that one so I can like come with the next one. So do you reward or punish yourself for achieving or missing out on your writing goals?
I'm hard on myself.
I was gonna see who's gonna be real about it.
I am honest. I am very hard on myself. I am very, very hard on myself, especially like now, because I take it so seriously, and I want it to be a business, and I want it to be fruitful and productive. And like, I know people be like, a lot of writers tell this lie, I don't write to be rich. If you didn't write to be rich, you would never ever publish your books. You would just sit in the house and write and read aloud to yourself. When I made the choice to publish my works, like, I was writing for free for a long time. When I made the choice to publish my work, I wanted to make some money.
Yeah.
And then when I started bringing on people into my team, I think I treat you guys well, but I would like to financially be able to treat you all better. So a lot of times when I don't meet my writing goals, or I'm not able to write the way I want to and create a product to basically for me to be able to show you guys how much I appreciate y'all helping me, is when I get frustrated and I get disappointed, because I want to be able to help y'all. I want y'all to know that I really appreciate y'all's help.
Okay. Well, yeah. I appreciate you or trying to appreciate me. Let's just put it out there. But I know, like, if some listeners are like me, your attention spans are short. So there are only 2 more questions that I want to ask Sydney. So, are there any quirky things that you do to make your projects more fun? And when I mean quirky, I mean, like, actors sometimes take on the persona of the person that they're, you know, playing. Like, do you ever do something like a little outrageous just to make the writing process fun? Like, did you take on Raja at all while writing her, or, you know, Mariah and Break Me Off? Like, did you?
So, and my friends were laughing at me. I watch a lot of, like, I have character inspirations. Mm-hmm. So, okay, when I have my character inspirations, I will, like, submerge myself into their Instagrams, submerge myself into their interviews, mm-hmm. and stuff like that. With that being said, I start thinking that the person that's my character inspiration is my character. Mm-hmm. So, like, with my book Raja's Second Act, Lakeith Stanfield is my inspiration for Tristan. So yes. It got to the point where if I saw Lakeith Stanfield, I thought it was Tristan. I didn't think it was him. Mm-hmm. And then I'll say, like, with Break Me Off, SZA was my inspiration for Mariah. Mm-hmm. So same thing. Like, it got to the point where, like, if I saw SZA on something, I'm like, oh, there's Mariah. Mm-hmm. Like, I really started thinking my characters were the people, and they don't even know. Them people don't even know me. They don't even care.
And I think that oozes into, I mean, if you read her books, you'll look at it in the same way. Because I look at Lakeith and I see him, and I know that he's, you know, not Tristan for real. But in the back of my mind, I'll, like, still, like, do that little drawback, like, oh, that is Tristan, or that is Raja, or
yeah. And then a lot of times I'll, like, say if I want to write about them holding hands a certain way or something. If I want to write about them holding hands a certain way or something, I'll, like, be sitting there in my room and I'll be, like, holding my hands, like, in the way I want them to hold hands. Or, like, if the character's gonna touch the person's face, I'll be, like, rubbing my face.
Ooh, that's hilarious.
And I'll be looking whole crazy, sitting there in the room just rubbing my face like a nut.
That's hilarious.
But, like, it helps me figure out how I'm gonna write it. Mm-hmm. And then I want to go back to something when you, like, it's something I do or watch or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna say, I be watching that Queen Naija girl on YouTube a lot for my inspiration. So a lot of that weird stuff that don't make no sense in my books that come up, it's because I be watching that Queen Naija girl and that boy.
Well, you know, people really mess with them. Like, they watch them videos and stuff like that. So I do. Wrong with that.
I believe in them. Well, I believe in her, and he just there for the ride.
Well, you know, like, there's a few YouTube couples that I also like, but we won't even get into that because that's a whole nother spill. But I want to wrap it up, and I know that Sydney just released Raja's Second Act, so of course go check that out, go buy it, go read it. But if there's anything new that you're working on that you want to give, like, a sneak peek to, or any special announcements that you might have to make that the people should know about.
Are you talking about the book scholarship?
I might be talking about the book scholarship.
Or the book gift card?
Yeah.
So, what I want to do at Books by Sydney is give back. So, I mean, when I was in undergrad, because I have a lot of education. But when I was in undergrad specifically, it was very, like, textbooks was, like, the biggest hurdle, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And specifically now with a lot of, like, students going to be online learners, mm-hmm. that's going to be really hard.
Yep. Got out right on time.
That's going to be really hard, having to be an online learner and not having to afford textbooks. Textbooks mm-hmm. are, like, the most expensive thing ever. So what we want to do is we want to help some people out just a little bit. I mean, we ain't trying to buy all your books, but if you can buy one book, or, you know, you can buy yourself a little dress and take the other money that you was gonna use to buy your books, do, you know, whatever. We just want to kind of do a little gift card giveaway, and that's gonna be posted on the page, so stay tuned for that. I'm working on books, more books. And we're working on some more stuff too, with some other projects and product lines. And comment and share and tell your friends about my books so I can get out the Hunger Games and appreciate my folks. Check out Hey Felicia again. She's a great editor. And patient editor. So search Books by Sydney on Amazon, search Books by Sydney on Instagram, search Books by Sydney on Twitter. Mm-hmm. and share all the books and read all the books. And you can see my progression from being a okay writer to being pretty good. Thank you so much.
All right, bye, you guys.